Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 50s Chicks podcast. I'm Annalie.
And I am Patricia.
And today we have a follow-up.
Yes, we do.
We're following up on a Reddit
Yes.
that is related to OMS, Old Man Syndrome, which we're all familiar with, I think, by now. But just to clarify, Old Man Syndrome, of course, is when an old man is trying to get his fingers on a young girl.
Yes, that's pretty much what
Sums it up.
it is.
But before all that,
Yes, we are going to talk about self-care because self-care first.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. And I guess I'm trying to think of all the different things we've talked about regarding self-care. One thing that I do every morning that I didn't even think about because it's just something that I do, the morning routine.
Mhm.
Like in the morning, I get up, well, now I get up extra early.
Yeah.
And I have always done that. Get up extra early so that I can have my tea, watch some YouTube videos or something like that so that I can relax before getting ready and, getting into work. So I'm not rushing because I got to have that time to, I don't know, I guess it's relaxed before I get to work.
It actually makes a lot of sense because if you do that, then your workday is going to feel more like that Sunday morning beginning kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's how I would look at it.
Yeah.
I was never able to do it for myself, but it does make sense to me.
Yeah, and I just don't like feeling rushed, I guess, getting
I know
to work
that's right.
feeling rushed.
Miss always little.
That I was always late. I was always late because I was getting up. I don't remember being always late. I don't remember being
Only for
late.
our stuff.
Oh, yeah. In any other capacity, yes. But not
for
work. Oh,
No,
okay. I was going to say, I don't remember being late for work.
No.
But yes, of course, yes. For any other thing else, yes. I'm going to be late. Yes, that is guaranteed.
Dates, parties, yes, all the
I'm going to be late. So yes, I'm that. But no, to work, no. But yeah, the morning routine. And I was doing, because I still have the app, and I still have time during the year, because I pay for the whole year. It's called the some kind of morning routine. And it's an app, and it gives you a list of things you do in the morning. Like the first 5 minutes is for self-reflection.
Okay.
Like, and then you get up and you drink a glass of water. And then you go, and one part was you read for 20 minutes. And then you did, what was it? Affirmations. And for like 20 minutes. And then you did.
That's a lot of time.
And it takes up like an hour. Ooh. So you have to get up an extra hour early in order to do it. And there was one part of it for exercise, which I usually go to the gym, so I didn't do that part in the morning. And, but yeah, and I did that. I did it for a solid 2 months. And I did notice that I was up and energetic. Drinking that water in the morning, that does wonder. It did wonders for me. And, but then I stopped. Things started getting in the way of it, and I stopped. But I'm going to start back, and I'm going to put the name of it in the video. But it's called the morning something. And it's I don't know, like $21 or something like that for a year. And the app will remind you and do and you get all these different what do you call it? Tips and things on the app. But yeah, it really did kind of keep me focused. Yeah. And kept me motivated to go in and do what I had to do. But anyway, so that's one part of the self-care. That's a part of that self-care that we need to be doing. Yeah. To keep our mind right.
All right. So without further ado, let's delve. I'm going to delve this time. We're delving into this follow-up from this Reddit that we had already done a episode on this. This is the one where their young daughter, I forget how old she is exactly. I want to say 20.
She was 20 because it was 1 year away from being a teenager. I remember saying that.
20. And the whole story was that this 20-year-old brings home a 44-year-old.
Yeah, 44.
Dad's 46. So this is, problematic for mom and dad.
Already. But before you go, I'm going to put the previous video, the what do you call it? I don't know, the little thing that comes across from the previous video, so the people that didn't see the previous,
they can
watch that first,
okay,
and then come back and watch that.
But to summarize, in case you're not watching it, the parents, of course, became very disturbed about this relationship. So they basically told this 44-year-old, "You can't come to our house." So get the heck out, to put it mildly.
Yes, that was
and then the daughter, of course, storms off with this 44-year-old, all incensed and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, so that's kind of where it ended, where mom was super concerned because she doesn't want to lose her daughter, obviously, which makes sense.
Yeah, and the father was very angry, and the statement that he made that I just thought was so funny and so real. He said you would have to hold him back if he came back to their house.
That's right. So, so here's the thing. After all that happened, they end up talking to their oldest daughter, who's 23.
Yes.
So they're not even that far in between.
Right.
But apparently the sister was shocked.
Yes.
And the sister, the 23-year-old, decides to do some social media digging, but struggled because Tom, the 44-year-old, didn't have much of an online presence. However, she said she was coming to dinner on Saturday. Mom was reluctant because it seemed like it would spiral. No. She was coming to dinner, just the family, I guess.
Yeah,
I think
the daughter was.
Yeah. So everybody gets together for dinner. No, Tom
he's there.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
he's there.
Tom
Yes,
is there.
Tom was there.
And the sister grills.
Yes, as well she should. I mean, somebody should be doing that.
Far worse than what even the parents did, in that are younger girls your type? Why is someone your age still hanging around at college parties? And other small remarks. Ellie, the young one, the 20-year-old, told her multiple times to leave him alone and tried to act as a mediator. The husband was silently seething and was very uncomfortable in Tom's presence.
Yes, because he wanted to knock him out.
Eventually, Tom and Ellie, the 20-year-old, said that they have some big news to share. Ellie announced that she and Tom were planning to move in together for the upcoming college year. Not upcoming college for him now.
Oh, no.
Obviously, he has
no
been
upcoming.
done that.
They're the booze.
Okay, well.
There are no upcoming for him.
No. I almost spat my drink out. Ellie had planned to live with other friends, and when I questioned this, Tom answered that he realized that he probably won't have another long-term relationship. Ellie makes him so happy, and he doesn't want to waste any time with who I want to be my wife and the future mother of my children. It's time to go back. Which, oh my God, I think I would have coronary.
I would have I don't know.
I think
I would have
fainted right there at the dinner table.
I would not have fainted. I would have done something more violent, like
reach over and just like
I would have projectile vomited. Yeah. I just There's no way.
More like Homer Simpson. You know how he...
Yes.
Oh. So anyways, so that's what he says. At this point, my husband lost it.
Of course he did. As well he should have.
Told Tom to get out of my house.
Out of here.
Tom stood up.
That's why he shouldn't have been
and
welcome.
Affronted. Can you... How is that man?
It's all performative. That man is playing games. He knows what he did.
He is sitting there snickering in his mind.
Yes. He knows what he did.
Psychopath.
Yes, absolutely. Right, he knows what he was doing. He knows what he was doing.
He stood up, seemed affronted. Ellie started crying. I couldn't remember the last time my husband had shouted like that. And I think it surprised Ellie. Oh, well, I don't put it against him because dang.
He needed to.
That was better than getting violent.
Yeah,
like physically assaulting.
But if he had done the opposite, he'd be in trouble. And that's what that old man wanted him to do. He wanted him to do something to get at him.
Yeah.
That was all that was.
Yeah. Let's see. Holly said it was deserved and said she needed to get away from the pedo freak. It all ended up with Ellie. She said pedo freak right there with Tom, the pedo freak, right there.
Good for her.
Pedo freak
he
Tom.
He needed to hear, that's what you are. That's what you're behaving like.
It ended up with Ellie leaving in tears with Tom, who was probably consoling her, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
My husband going upstairs, and she was inconsolable. I don't know what the dad was doing upstairs, but... But he
was probably hoping that he wasn't going to go back downstairs and bop that man in the face. He was doing everything he could to keep from getting in trouble and going to jail. That's what he was doing.
So then Mom's trying to reach out to Ellie, but she hadn't responded. I don't want her to move in with Tom, and it seems like he's trying to derail her whole life. And yes, he is. He is. She's 20 and doesn't need to be married or have kids, especially not with someone his age.
Yes, because that's how he traps
She's
her.
never had a relationship in her life.
Exactly.
This is her first relationship.
Exactly. That's what they do.
But the problem with that is that it's the first time she's infatuated. So now you're dealing with exaggerated feelings and emotions that aren't rational in any ways.
He knows that.
Ooh.
He knows that.
The husband told her if Ellie marries Tom, that's it. He wouldn't want a relationship with her going forward.
No, that ain't right. I
would say that ain't right, but I can see him saying Tom isn't coming in my house.
Oh, yes. That goes without saying. You don't even have to say that Tom isn't coming in my house because that's just what he's never coming
anything
in
else. Yes, there should be a relationship.
To cut off the daughter.
No, not cut off.
And now you're leaving her to the wolf.
I can't agree with that and will always love Ellie, but it doesn't mean that the whole situation hasn't made me incredibly sad.
Yes, and sickened.
So here's some responses. He 100% knows what he's doing.
Yes,
he's driving a wedge between you and Ellie, moving in with him instead of letting her move in with her friends is how he isolates.
Yes, absolutely. Because if she's with friends, other people her age, she's going to like another boy her age.
Trying to make her completely reliant.
Yes. And in his clutches. If she's with other people, she's going to be seeing other boys having crushes on other boys her own age that she is attracted to, and he's going to lose her, and he's afraid of that. And at some point, if they were to live together, I'm sure he would stop her from going to school at some point.
Oh yeah,
that would be the next
thing. His plan is to get her impregnated.
Right. There you go.
She
will not be in school.
Here you go.
Keep her isolated. Yes.
So this person says, who knows how long it could take just a short time for her to realize how messed up this is, or it could take 10 years.
Yes.
And she has 3 kids with this
Yes.
old man. Who knows?
Exactly.
That's the problematic thing.
Yeah.
But it's tough for the parents because what are they going to do at this point?
Yeah.
It says they hired a PI,
A private investigator?
to work stealthily so Tom and Ellie won't know unless told. Like finding out what he does for a living, all
Yeah, I
kinds
mean,
of...
I would be amenable to that, to find out something about him, because you're not going to know otherwise. And Ellie needs to know the truth about him, who he is, what he is.
what he's done previous to
Yes. She needs to know all of that, because he's not going to be truthful. He's lying about everything. And at this point, they don't know what he does for a living. They don't know anything about him.
The fact that he knows to do this probably means that he's either a sociopath who has been manipulating people his whole life.
Definitely.
Or he's done this before to another young woman. To me, this behavior isn't SMT, smart? I don't know.
Isn't what?
Isn't SMT.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm so bad with those things. You just know... it's not something you just know how to do unless you're a piece of shit pedo. He had to know that he needed to close her off from friends to control her from past experience.
Yes,
Well,
that's happened. Okay, now I know I can't let him be around the friends, because the friends are going to lead him in another direction, and I can't have that.
This reminds me of another post in which a poster's younger sister married her pedo teacher and her parents approved. Sister was the only one who objected and was sort of cast out, but kept in contact with the younger sister. Eventually, the younger sister realized the abuse with the help of the poster. Of the post? Oh, the sister of the person who posted, and was able to divorce and get away. Hopefully, this daughter doesn't get to the point of marriage and realizes it's not okay before that.
Yeah.
I want to applaud daughter Holly for asking those questions.
To be asking those questions. I wouldn't have brought him in my house. If we were going to dinner, we had to go to dinner outside.
Yes.
I'm not bringing you to my house. I'm not doing that. I'm not welcoming you at all in any capacity.
This person says, I did the same for my sister. Her ex is a nasty piece of work, cheating, isolating, verbally abusive, and used her like a sex toy. She had to tell her to stop talking to her about the relationship at one point because it was driving her crazy. And she spent 6 years just trying to be there for her.
Yeah, at that point, that's all, she could do at that point.
Wow. There came a point that she said, look, I don't want you in my life if he's in it. Because of him, you're treating me horribly, and that's not fair to me.
Yeah.
It was a huge blow-up thing after the dude made me suicidal following my ectopic pregnancy.
What?
So that's definitely paraphrased, but that was the general idea of it. Well, so apparently, I guess they kept in touch, and whatever he said to her made her suicidal after having an ectopic pregnancy, making her, obviously lose the baby. So,
yeah. But and that is how that is. That is realistic scenario for how those situations are, and especially when the parents...
Oh my gosh, this person. Tom isn't into young girls. Tom is into young girls. He does not want a long-term commitment and kids. Your daughter is going to age out within the next 5 years. This is not Tom's first rodeo. He met the parents before. He knows how it goes.
Right.
He knew that talking about marriage and kids was throwing gasoline on the fire. Okay. Did it because he wants to drive a wedge between you and your daughter.
Yeah.
You want to get rid of Tom? Start planning the wedding and put that on a deposit on the venue.
That is a way to go, But he may be so sick that he'll go, take it to the Hamptons. He'll go all the way with it just to be spiteful. But yeah, I would not want to be in that situation.
Oh my God, this one. My niece's dad is in his 40s and his games only get creepier, cringier, and more blatant. Like on TikTok doing juggalo makeup. I don't know what that is.
I've seen that.
Cosplaying, being
like clown or juggalo or something like a
being
clown.
the hot old man nerdy guy. Ooh. He's such a loser and his daughter saw it years ago. Thankfully, of course, they're still kind of desperate for dad to love them, but he uses all his money to travel for LARPing and hooking up with girls.
Yeah, he's
What's
in that
LARPing?
LARPing live action role play. That's like
He's in
cosplay
that.
kind of
Okay.
stuff. But it seems like he's doing that just to be around young
That's
girls.
what he did. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm older than Tom. It's funny how we're all
I don't know why.
Tomming it, but even this person said Tom. But when I was 44, I wouldn't have dreamed of being with anyone younger than 38 if I was single. Well, because you're not a
Right.
sociopath,
Sick
psychopath.
person.
Decent men can't imagine doing these kind of things.
That's true. If you're decent, you're not.
Tom is why women choose the bear.
Oh, in that bear scenario.
That's right.
Yeah, he's a piece of work.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But there's guys that out there like that. We know the OMS. That's what the OMS is.
Yeah.
Preying and manipulating. Preying on
Oh my
girls.
God. Tom is going to need a nursemaid eventually, and what better way than to trap a 20-year-old? But see, I agree with the other comment. I think that his game is not.
It's not to be.
She's going to age out.
Yeah.
She is going to age out because he's going to, even as he's growing older, he's still going to try to.
Get the 20-year-old.
Yeah, he sure is. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people saying Tom isn't trying to turn them into wives or mothers because that's not his, what he wants.
Well, I think it could go either way. He could be one of the ones that are just out there, going from girl to girl, or he could be the one that's trying to actually trap the one. And he just hasn't been able to do that yet.
When she ages out, he can convince her to go back to college, then hire a young nanny.
Oh, and then
who will be the only person that understands how he was baby trapped by this evil wife that doesn't even want to spend time with his kid that he loves so much.
Yep, that's it.
Tom's gonna need someone to change his diapers one day. He's got a baby trap and break this girl down now.
Yes.
So when it's time, she is too worn out to get away from him.
That's how it works.
Ugh, yeah.
That is it.
Is his name really Tom?
Oh, that's another. That they don't know. They don't really know a lot about him.
I guess supposedly he's a software engineer, which also goes in with apparently, which goes into the like nerdy old man, but also successful. I'm guessing, right? A little bit successful.
He may or may not be. No. Well, I mean, he snagged a young girl, so I'm gonna say that he lured her with money and buying her things. Mm-hmm. So that, I mean, if that's successful, the fact that he's tricking her, but yeah, that's a situation that is so and I guess there's no right or wrong answer. You just have to try to make the best decision you can make in that moment,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did make the decision, okay, let's come and sit down. Okay, the sister threw kind of a monkey wrench, but those questions should have been asked. I don't know which way she was asking them, because to me it seems as though, and I know the mother's reporting this, but I didn't hear a lot about what Tom was saying. She didn't say what Tom said. She didn't say Tom said anything. The only thing Tom said was that we're going to be getting married.
Yep.
And living together. That is it. I would want to hear something else that he's saying, like to try to convince them that he is a good guy. He didn't say anything.
This person goes, this is, okay, so he takes from that he's successfully isolating her from her family already, so no one can be around to tell her what's not acceptable. This person says, no, no, no. Great answer otherwise. This is the same thing as gays coming out and getting kicked out for it.
Okay, I don't know what any of that
Same
is.
thing with announcing you're joining a cult. It's a provocative move that the family invariably responds to poorly. The isolation is enacted when the family withdraws in disgust. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer could not apply more. Tolerate and you remain positioned to observe and intervene. Age gap relationships can work if the lesser's future is secured through marriage early on.
I don't know. I don't like any of that. That's somebody who is agreeing with it. That whole statement, that's another one of those sick people writing that. Oh, it could work if you secure marriage. Yes, because you've got them. And God forbid if they have a child, then just like the guy that told me, he told his young 19-year-old wife, you're not leaving here with my child. So yes, that is a strategy to keep a young girl held hostage. Mm-hmm. Yes, that is. But I don't know, all that was crazy. Mm-hmm. That was crazy. Mm-hmm. And they don't work just because the little girl is.
Oh my God, this. A similar situation happened with my roommate when we were both in our early 20s. A grown man in his late 40s moved her in with him, talked her into having a child with him, and ditched her after saying out loud that he was just too old to tolerate a crying infant. She and her parents ended up raising that baby. I can see that happening.
Well, yeah, that could happen.
Hey, Mr. Campus Security, I'm just lurking here waiting for my wife. Ellie's going to beat Tom's get out of jail free card.
I don't understand that.
Because if he's lurking around the campus, I'm waiting for my wife.
Okay.
While he's still checking out the
girls.
Young girls.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be here. I have,
exactly.
My wife is here.
Yeah, I'm just.
No, she's going to stop being able to go to college as soon as they get married because she's going to have responsibilities in the home. Mm-hmm. So you don't have time to be going to school. I'm taking care of you. You don't need to, work or anything like that.
Someone says the father's a moron, keeps thinking that if he just yells loud enough, the predator will fuck off.
Mm. Well, no, the father's not a moron. However, his methods are
question. They might not be so effective.
Yes, but he is reacting the way a father who loves their daughter would react. That is a real reaction. Anything other than that as a reaction to me is performative. I'm not saying he needs to carry out, like to say he doesn't ever want to talk to his daughter. Yeah, that's a bit excessive.
Yeah. But, a lot of people say to get a PI, find out what his last victims say about him.
Yeah.
Those kind of things, like go to the girl, meet up with the girl with some actual proof of what his past has been.
Of what he is.
That's the only way to do it. If she doesn't see it on paper, completely separate from what you're saying, she's not going to believe it.
What he is. And also the thing, which somebody needs to, and maybe they did, I'm sure the mother didn't say everything that was said, but the fact that if this man so-called loves her, then why would he put a rift in her, cause a rift in her family?
Yes.
No one who cares about you is going to do that.
No, they're going to be super sad that you're not having a good relationship, or they're causing the fact that you're not having a good relationship with your parents, your sister.
And they're going to say, things like that. Oh, what can we
Typically,
do?
they
What
would
can
even
I
try
do?
to step like,
Yes,
okay, I'm
back
gonna
away
back away.
and let's see how this works, or even to try to come to some sort of agreement. The fact that he said we're getting married knowing that they were out of sorts, that was,
And having a child, like
that was an act of
it was
aggression.
extra. Yes.
That was an act of aggression. He was deliberately doing that to cause problems.
Yeah.
So yes, he does not care about that girl. All he cares about is controlling her. So someone needs to explain that to her. Like, someone who cares about you is not going to cause you strife.
And it's not going to take you away from this time of your life when you're going to move in with your best friends and, you got all this stuff going on for you.
Developing to do.
And now he's just cutting her off from her friends, family. Yeah, this guy has done this before. It certainly seems like he's done this before.
So he knows what to do and what to say.
He knows what to do.
And no one who loves and cares about you and what is best for you is not going to come between you and your family. They're just not. And they're not going to be adding fuel to the fire to make it worse. They're not. So if someone were to explain to her, I don't know whether because of her immaturity level, whether she would be able to grasp, those concepts. But that's the main thing I think they could use, is the fact that if someone loves and cares about you, they wouldn't be causing this type of problem for you.
No.
How would they be able to do that? Or how would they do that intentionally? And that is what these OMS, that's what they do. They do it as a strategy. And so that's why I say, for us girls, if they're OMS, they have poor integrity. And they have their character is very low. They have flawed character. And they are no one that we should even be looking at as a viable option for a mate. They are not. So if they have a problem with us as age appropriate women, then good. They're doing us a favor, because we wouldn't want to be with some sociopath. Like, why would we want to be with someone like that?
Yeah, and there was a Reddit where this girl was that was age appropriate with she was like 58, he was 62, but here he is just done with a relationship with a 30-year-old and had a baby with that thing. Now he's coming back to, like, do we really want that for ourselves? I'm gonna say no. Do we want to try to half raise his 2-year-old? I mean,
well, even more than that is that again, and it always comes back, our value system. He has poor integrity. He is a flawed character. That is nothing that is desirable at all for any of us.
No.
And if he's manipulating and doing these things to get this young girl to stay in his clutches, because I'm using the words that are appropriate, his clutches, then we don't want to deal with anyone that would do that and would have a value system that would be okay with it. We just don't. It wouldn't be in our best interest at all. At all?
Nope. So let us know what you guys think about this one. This one's one heck of a follow-up, I thought. And I think there's going to be more. There's going to be more coming up after this.
And if there is, I would love to see how how they handled it moving forward. You know?
Oh, and also comment if you have had this kind of situation.
And how
and what you did.
How you were able to manage it. And for those of you that are in it right now, that guy, a guy that loves anyone, a person that loves someone is not going to deliberately try to cause strife and harm. You're just not. We all know that.
Yeah.
So if they are, then you got to question the motives. You got to question all of that.
Yep.
But so
we are on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook,
Instagram, Twitter,
and
and
TikTok. If you're watching on Spotify and YouTube, make sure you subscribe.
Give us a thumbs
up.
Thumbs up. We're still, we got it. It is the thumbs up.
Yes.
So but yes, because we're going up that thing trying to get to 500.
That's right.
So, and we thank everyone that has subscribed.
Yes, definitely.
And we need to start thanking them.
Yes.
Because we do, even though we don't
yes,
we you guys out loud, we definitely appreciate your decision
and your feedback.
Follow us.
And your feedback.
Definitely. We love engagement.
Yep.
And
until next time, don't forget to live,
laugh,
and
connect.
Oh,
yeah, because I don't have the
we have to go
higher.
Yeah,
there
right away. Bye, everyone.
Bye. And it's fun.